Hari Om. We'll start now.
Hari Om.
Chapter 6, sloka number 29 onwards. Sarvabhutastam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yogo yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana yomam pasyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pasyati tasyaham na pranasyami sacha na me na pranasyati सर्वभूतस्थितं यो माम् अजद्विकर्तुमास्थितः सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते. श्लोक 32. आत्मैपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति चोर्जुन सुखं यदि दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः. हरि ओम. After some break, we are resuming our class. This class is on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6. This Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6 is for Dhyana Yoga. Right? So far what we have seen is it is difficult to have the dhyana. To sit down for 15 minutes also for meditation, it is so difficult. Difficult means the mind goes away. It goes to various places. It catches one thread, one object, and from that it wends its way to different objects, different desires, different matter. So it is not steady. So in the previous sloka 33, Arjuna is saying, hey Bhagavan, you are saying that this is a yoga. It's a yoga of equanimity. That means when I sit down for dhyana or whatever I do, my mind should be equal. My mind should not be going away somewhere or ups and downs, or I like something, I don't dislike something. All that thoughts should not come in mind. Right? So this is what Arjuna is experiencing. And it is not only Arjuna experiencing, all of us also experience the same thing. Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever he is speaking or bringing out the doubts, he is representing us. He is talking on our behalf. So he says, this yoga of equanimity, samyata, samya yoga, samyata, sameness, that is difficult. Because of what? Because his mind is chanchalam. Mind is very unsteady. Is restless. So you tell me, how can I control my mind and sit down and say that I am doing the dhyana and my mind is having without any modification, without any waves in the mind. This is I can continue or achieve. And he said, this yoga can be achieved by practice of removing raga dvesa. You know, raga dvesa, very small vocabulary, you know. Raga means attachment, dvesa means aversion or likes and dislikes. I like this, I don't like this. So this only creates the mana asthira. That I cannot stay steady because I like something, I don't like something. The whole world is divided into two parts. Attachment and aversion. So if you can get rid of this, then the mind can be steady. So, but then this chanchala mana, is something which we have to address. So in the next sloka, 34, he says, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, Pramati balabad dridam, tasyaham nigraham manne payori baduspuram. Suduskaram. So Chanchalam is restless. I'm giving you the word meanings now. Chanchalam is restless, like moving fast. Pramati means turbulent, is unstable, which is stormy, like a storm. Huh? Very ups and downs. It goes ups and downs. Pramati, balabat, like bala, is strong. Mind is very strong. And dridam. Dridam means karnakaya to karnakaya. Immovable. Resolute. I want to do this, I'll do this. Mana is dridam. So this type of mind, how I can control? Nigraha. Nigraha means control. It's very difficult to control. And he has given an example. Vayoriva suduskaram. It is difficult to do like the Vayu, like the wind travels. Can you control the wind? No, you cannot. Like that only you cannot control the mind. So this is the statement of Arjuna to Bhagavan Krishna. The mind is restless, mind is turbulent, mind is strong and inflexible. I consider to control the mind is like as difficult as controlling the wind itself. Okay, so this is the question or statement made by Arjuna to Bhagavan Krishna. So it is well known. All of us know mind is chanchalam. Chanchalam means restless. It's very unsteady. It's fickle. The nature of mind is like that. Nature of mind is to move. So that's why Arjuna is addressing Bhagavan as Krishna. What does Krishna mean here? Krishna has got two meanings. One is that Krishna is one who removes karsati iti, वो कर्षण करता है उसको. he removes all the defects such as what defects we have in the mind. He removes the defects in the mind. Although it also means another meaning is one is karsati or it can be also akarsati. It attracts and it makes the mind available for the same person. It makes the mind available for the good things. Good things means makes it available for achieving your goals, spiritual goals. You can take it as karsati or akarsati. Meaning is different. Okay. So what is difficult to attain, the mind can make it attain. And what is what defects you have, it can remove also. So the Krishna has got a beautiful meaning. Karsati or akarsati. Okay. So that's why Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Krishna, and thereby he is suggesting by removing this unsteadiness of the mind, even though it is difficult, you alone is capable of doing this. You alone can remove mind defects in the mind. You can make Ananda come to my mind. I can achieve that bliss, even though it is difficult to attain. So that's why he is addressing like this. In this sloka, mind is described by four adjectives. What are those four? One is Chanchalam. Chanchalami Mana Krishna. This is very common quotation, you can remember. Chanchalami Mana Krishna. Pramati Balabhadruda. So one is Chanchalam. Next is Chanchalam means unsteady or restless. Next is Pramathi. Pramathi means turbulent. Turbulent means it is very unstable. Stormy. Okay, that is Pramathi. Balavat means very strong, and Drudam. Drudam, I told you, it is immovable, very steady, unyielding, resolute. You are resolve कर दिया तो मन ठान लिया तो मन वही करेगा. So that any of all these things can be an adjective of the mana, the mind. So let us see one by one. What does it mean? Turbulence of the mind shows two things. Not only the speed. Turbulent means it has to be very speedy, like a cyclone. Cyclone in the mind, turbulent, going around. There is a speed of flow of thoughts. That means it is normally what? Our objective or goal of is to reduce the number of thoughts and increase the quality of thoughts. So how do you reduce the number of thoughts? If you have too many thoughts, too fast, your mind is overworking with the number of thoughts. So this is what the speed is there. The speed of the thought and the direction of the thought is determining the turbulence. Thoughts gives what? That restlessness, that what we saw Chanchalam. Chanchalam is because of how fast the thought is moving. That restless mind has got what? Agitations. It's getting agitated, This, I'll do this or I'll do that. The agitation that is arising in the mind, that makes it high waves, ups and downs, waves of flow of thoughts. So these thoughts are very fast and very rough and tough. What happens if the thoughts actually move in the direction that you are desiring? Where does it go? Finally, thought will have some object, something you are thinking, the thing it will reach. When you are thinking something, the thing is an object of desire. So whatever is your desire, the thought is going there. Suppose you are sitting in the class and you think of having a nice cup of tea. 5 o'clock you may have tea. So your desire is going there. So your thought is going there. The desire is the tea. So your thought is going and resting on the tea. And first it will come, who will make the tea, where it will come from. It will be sweet or no sugar. It will be green tea or not. All these thoughts will come because your thought is also agitated. Agitated means it's not calm and quiet. There is a wave of flow. And that agitated thought will reach its destination. The destination is the object of the thought. I just gave you an example of tea, but it can be anything. Suppose you are thinking of a son in another place, another city or another country. The mind will go there. You are sitting here also, your mind will go there. So your senses will propel the thought to that object, sense object. And it will get attached to it. For some time it will get attached, then again it will come out and go somewhere else. But this way, the thought develops strong roots in the object of desire. So these thoughts get attached to the new sense objects strongly. You are with me? How the thought is moving. That strong attachment to new objects is difficult to take away. The thought is very difficult to take away. Okay. The third adjective of this is telling is that the characteristic is mind is drudam. Means it is unyielding. It is inflexible. So when the mind attaches itself to the new objects, it is difficult or mostly impossible to pull it back from that objects. Okay. Because it's impossible to pull back. Because your goal is that concentration. Not only concentration, but also finally, if you go by Yoga Sutra, it should be thoughtless mind. You are trying to restrain your thoughts, reduce the number of thoughts, increase the quality of thoughts, all that you are trying to do. But here the thought is going away. So this is what is Arjuna is complaining about. Why is this thing happening? Because our thoughts or our daily activities are entwined with a lot of vasanas. So the vasana is only giving rise to thoughts. Vasana is what? I mean, it's the impressions or desires. Desires, impressions of desires. So that is only unknowingly it goes away. Mind goes away to that place. Even though you don't know that that is my vasana, it goes away. So that he's using the word nigraha. Nigraha means restraining, controlling. So how to control the mind? How to stop this chanchalamana, pramadhimana? How to stop this? He asking Bhagavan, that how to restrain the mind? How to stop this modification of the mind? Modification means what? See, if your mind is calm and quiet and without any waves, then it is sthira. But the moment a thought comes, the waves are created. And the waves, travel fast. It depends, how fast it is going and how turbulent is the waves. So, Arjuna says, it is difficult for me to control the mind. Not only difficult, I think it's impossible. Why it is impossible? So he is giving an example, very practical example. Vayo riva. Vayo, eva. Vayu, eva. Eva means like vayu. Suppose you have the open sky is there, that if a storm is coming, only even the storm is not there also, there is a flow of the wind. Can you put a barrier on the wind and stop the flow in the sky? I'm not talking in the room, I'm talking in the sky. Whole sky, wind is there. Sometimes it becomes violent, sometimes it becomes storm, sometimes it becomes a cyclone or a tornado. Different types of flow of wind is there. So who will stop this? Arjuna knows it very well. So he is giving the example that like the Vayu, we are not able to restrain or control the thought flow of the mind. Okay. I just want to tell you a little more on this word Krishna. There are two words are there. Krish and Krishi means it's a sattavachaka. That means it means existence. Krishi means existence. It indicates existence. Ana, ana means ananda. It's ananda vachaka. So when you combine this Krishi and ana, it shows the existence and ananda, bliss. So the existence and bliss, when you go together, and you know that, so that consciousness is there, knowledge is there, so it indicates Param Brahma. Aikya of these two words, Krishna, it becomes the Krishna. That Krishna is indicating that Paramatma, that Brahman. He is the Sadananda Rupa Brahma. He is Krishna. So Krishna means that Sat Ananda Rupa Brahma. Okay. Different, not different. You say in interpretation and in Sanskrit, a lot of variations can be. So this sloka, what it gives the the different aspects of mana, how it is difficult to control, how it is chanchala, how it is pramati, how it is balavat, how it is druda. And he compares the mana, the thought flow, to be like the turbulent wind. We cannot stop it. Okay? This is the gist of this sloka. Chanchalam ki mana Krishna, pramati balabhadrudam, tasyaham nigraham manne, vayuriva suduskaram. Okay, so we move to the next sloka, sloka number 35. Sloka 35. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Asansayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Asansayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam. Asansayam. Sansaya, unsteady. Asansayam, without sansaya, without doubt, undoubtedly. Mahabhava is the Mahabhava, that means great arms, mighty armed one. He is addressing Arjuna. Mano dur nigraham chalam. Mind is dur nigraham, difficult to control. Nigraha is control, restrain. It's difficult to restrain. So Bhagavan is saying, yes, it is difficult to restrain. But then he's giving the solution also. What is the solution? He's telling, Abhyasena tu Kaunteya. Hey Kaunteya, hey you the son of the Kunti. Abhyasena, by abhyasa, by practice. And vairagyena, by vairagya, by dispassion. Cha gruyate. Gruyate in restraint. So you can control the mind, restrain the mind by abhyasa and by. So meaning of this sloka is, O mighty armed Arjuna, undoubtedly this mind is restless. It's not controllable. But, O son of Kunti, you can bring it under control through practice and detachment. So he's giving two solutions. It's very, very smart. He's giving two solutions. One you do practice, another is detachment. Okay. So let us see. Now in this sloka, Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Mahabahu. So Mahabahu, Bahu, the who has got strong arms is Mahabahu. But why he is telling this? Because he is praising In this, all the Shastras also, there is you praise each other. You praise more than what it is. So here he is praising Arjuna. He's telling that you are a very strong person, and so you can control mind. This is what he means. He wants to tell him that you are a strong man and you can control the mind. But this Mahabhav, the term why Arjuna is getting, how he is getting it? Because not only his arms are strong, yes, but you remember there is a Puranic story that Arjuna had fought with Bhagavan Mahadev also. And Shivji ke साथ वो he had fought. And that's why he is an excellent warrior and is an supreme excellence is there. So that's why it is called Mahabharata. Okay. So here Krishna is pleased with Arjuna, and so he is praising him, admiring him. So he says you have to understand the working of the mind. You cannot just say that, oh, he's Sanchala, so I cannot do it like the wind. I cannot do this. You will be able to restrain it. So Arjuna is asking, why this mind cannot be controlled? Why it cannot be restrained? The answer is that you have, all of you know that some people's mind is calm and quiet. They are resolute. They have a willpower. They want to do something, they can do. Others cannot. It is more because of the vasanas and the prarabdha. That means you have some impressions hidden in the subconscious mind, and also some prarabdha karma, that karma phala is there, which you have to endure. So, because of the predominance of prarabdha, mind cannot be controlled. The karma phala, we can call it a karma phala. And it becomes very difficult to restrain the mind, right? In this, the previous sloka, he has given the 3-4 of the adjectives, chanchalam, pramathi, balabhat, drudam. These 4 adjectives he has added to the mana. Okay, so he has given all the explanation that my mind cannot be controlled because of these things. So here Bhagavan says, even though it is difficult to control, do nigraha. Nigraha means control, restraint. Do nigraha means cannot be controlled. If it cannot be control. Controlling is difficult. Do nigraha. Krishna is admitting this. Krishna is admitting that mano do nigraham chalam. It is chalam. It is moving all the time. And it is do nigraha. It cannot be controlled. The mind this is the characteristics of the mind. Yes, I agree. But also, it can be restrained. It can be controlled. So, Bhagavan is giving 2 main methods of restraining the mind. He is giving the medicine, the remedy for restraining the mind. See, when Arjuna was saying Chanchala me mana Krishna, all of us are agreeing with him. But now Bhagavan is giving you the medicine for that, so you have to agree with him. So you should agree with Bhagavan more than Arjuna, no? Agree. So that is telling 2 things, Abhyasa and Vairagya. So difficult things. But no, nahi hota hai. I cannot sit down for more than 15-20 minutes. But you're telling Abhyas karne ke liye. And Vairagya to chhod do. I'm tired of, I'm so much of strong bondage with my family and friends. How can I have Vairagya? So let us look at it. If you agree with Arjuna, you should agree more with the Bhagavan that yes, it's possible to control the mind. So Bhagavan says a yogi, a person who does controls the mind by abhyasa. What is that abhyasa? That he can, through practice, he can reduce the modifications of the mind, that the turbulence of the mind, he can reduce. You can also do that. If you see, actually, you see, you must have experienced that if you sit down for dhyana, even for half an hour or 15 minutes, mind becomes steady. Almost all of you must have experienced. Mind becomes steady, calm and quiet if you sit down. But the problem is that many things come into mind. Let it come. But slowly, in course of time, it steadies. So practice is required. That is one thing. Number two is vairagya. Vairagya means what? Dispassion or detachment. So restraint of the mind can be done through abhyasa and vairagya. Okay. Now, this vairagya can be of two types. Or this restraining of the mind can be done through two means. One is jabardast, by violence, with force, you can control the mind. But some of the things you can control. Like, I don't want to see many things, so I'll close my eyes. I'll not touch, I'll sit down in a calm and quiet place where nobody is available. It's a solitary place, I'll sit down. So I'm restraining by force, by choice. I am restraining my mind to go out. Some things you can do, some things you cannot do. Like you cannot plug your ears, but you can close your eyes. So you can control your sense organs and eyes, ears, etc. You can do. Even the motor organs like the hands, legs, and all that also you can control. You can control the speech also. All that sense organs also can be controlled by force, right? See, there is a what you call saying from the Puranas that Vasishtha Muni, he has said. So Vasishtha says that respected venerable Vasishtha says that you cannot control the mind by physically controlling the sense organs, by just sitting it, by not doing anything at all. Your mind is not. Suppose you sit down, you don't do that. I'm not doing anything. Is the mind control? Mind also still moves. So he says, perfect yoga. That means your mana restraining the mind cannot happen by only physical control. It give an example like a wicked elephant. Unless there is a mahut with an ankush on top of it, you cannot control the elephant. Same way, mind you cannot control unless there is a method of controlling the mind itself. So I told you two things. One is to some extent you can control by controlling your sense organs, Gyanendriyas and Karmendriyas, motor organs also. Some to some extent you can do, but fully you cannot do. You have to control the mind itself. The sense organs are not the ultimate. Ultimate is the mind. So mind control is required. That mastery is required. So there are four things, four ways of controlling the mind. Four ways of controlling the mind. Is it going too far? Will continue?
It's okay.
Four ways of controlling the mind. Number one is the mastery of spiritual knowledge itself. You require to have that spiritual knowledge. I'll explain to you how it happens. Number one, mastery of spiritual knowledge. Number two is satsang, association with holy men. It is required. Number three is niskama, giving up desires. And number four is pranayama, controlling the vital forces of the air, vital air. So four things. One is the jnana, for the spiritual knowledge. Number two is the satsang. Number three is the niskama. Number four is the pranayama. It may seem very familiar to you, the words may be seeming familiar, but it's very effective in controlling the mind. How? First one is mastery over the spiritual knowledge. See, once you have the spiritual knowledge, jnana, Brahma jnana, what you're talking about, you understand that whatever you are seeing here, the world is unreal. Isn't it? Jagan Mithya. So once you know the world is unreal, and who is observing the world? The witness principle. The consciousness is witnessing that world. So the unreal world and the supreme reality, they are different, and I am on the side of the reality, not on the side of the world. So the mind must accept the needlessness of these things of perception. Whatever my sense organs are perceiving, they are useless. They are needless for me. That understanding should come to that level, because it's unreal. Suppose I see a beautiful girl. Normally there will be a attraction. But if you know that that's unreal, that means it's all subject to change, and the subject to this is made of flesh and blood. All these are changing. So this is not attraction to me. So I have that knowledge, understanding that this object is not attractive, then I will not go after it. My mind will not go after. My thought will not go after it. That's why my mind must accept the uselessness, needlessness of the world of unreal world, which I perceive through my perceptions, through my sense organs. The witness consciousness principle is beyond the perceptions, isn't it? That is separate. All of us know by now, all students who are studying with us, they know that objects of the world is separate. This is anitya, and myself, my consciousness is separate, and I am nitya. So I am nitya, and all these things are anitya. So it doesn't really attract me. So mind will not run after those anitya things. The mind itself will cease to exist. Mind itself will be extinguished, like the lamp where the oil is burnt out. Whatever oil you have put in the lamp, it has already burnt out, and there is no more oil, so it will not burn anymore. Satsang means what? Association with holy men, men of knowledge, devotion. So they teach us. They remind us that our nature is spiritual, not objective. Because whenever, I mean, obviously, you have to see the satsang means what type of holy man you are coming in contact. But they teach us that this spiritual nature is mine own. The objects are unreal. I am not part of it. So these two things, what I gain through jnana, spiritual knowledge, is reinforced by the holy men, by the satsang. Like we are talking. If you are not sitting for the class, you will not be same thing. What you know, we are repeating. We have been doing every class. We are repeating the same thing. But it makes a difference. That mind becomes in line with this spiritual thought. Then third thing I told you is your desires. It's come. The desires or vasanas or the prarabdhas take us towards different objects of desire. So, if you have strong vasanas, then you will be leading to those objects. Your mind, the thought will go towards subjects. But if you are in contact with satsang, with the holy man, that will reduce. Isn't it? That's a practical thing. If you sit down in a satsang, obviously you will not have the vasanas. So, how to remove the vasanas? Can anybody say how to remove the vasanas? Vasanas can be removed only through viveka, discrimination. I told you earlier, the discrimination that these objects are unreal and I am real. These objects are anitya, I am nitya. These objects are subject to modification, I am not. This is the power of discrimination. This is the power of the viveka. And with this, you can remove your vasanas. Okay. Fourth thing I told you, the pranayam. See, very simple things which we know, all of us know. But I am giving you the points, how you can control your mind. First thing was the mastery of spiritual knowledge. Second was the satsang, come in contact with the holy men. Third thing I told you, niskama, to remove the vasanas. Fourth is pranayam. Pranayam is a very expedient tool to remove your vasanas itself or thought itself. For a person who is unable to eradicate vasanas through the power of discrimination, the only means is to control your movements of the vital force. That means prana. So this prana, the vasanas and the movements of the prana, they are related. They control. But when you are doing the pranayam, your concentration or thought is going to the movement of the air inside you and outside you. Therefore, when you restrain the wind or prana, your vasana is also controlled. And as a result, your mind is also controlled. So it is said, it is advised that when your mind is going out, when the mind is going out, you should close your eye gently, then focus on the in between the eyebrows, In this chapter itself, Bhagavan has said you concentrate on the eyebrow in between. You think that suppose you have put chandan, how your mind is getting cooled. So you close your eyes gently and then do the pranayam. Pranayam means, or you can do omkar also. You just do, but then your thoughts should be concentrated on the between the eyebrows. Then your mind will not go away. When you are sitting for dhyana, this is a very good method of bringing back the mind from scattering to concentration. Very effective. I have tried. You can also try. Because whenever it's a natural thing that mind will go away. So whenever it's going away, you come back. You come back to little bit of Onkara, or if you are not doing Onkara, then you can only do the pranayam. Pranayam means nothing more, only up and down, only deep breathing and releasing. So this will bring concentrate your mind, and the mind will not go here and there. Okay. They say the seed of mind, the mind, the tree of mind has two seeds. One is the vasana, another is the pranayam, vital force. If one of them is also controlled, vasana or by pranayam, then the other also gets controlled or destroyed also. So we'll stop it here and close the class. We'll continue this sloka next time. So next time we'll see how to eradicate vasanas and how to control the movement of the pranayam. Pranayam, how to do that. Okay. And finally, we'll see little more about this abhyasa and vairagya. Okay. Because this is the main theme of this sloka is abhyasa and vairagya. Okay. So next class also we'll see little more depth. Okay. Okay. So we close the class today. Bye. Namaskar. Hari Om.